Hello, team, and welcome to another Battlesnake Sunday. I'm Corey, and today we're going to be playing some Battlesnake. Battlesnake is an online multiplayer game where you control one of these little snakes you see over here in the corner. So each turn, there is a web server that sends you the state of the game, and you, as your little snake, need to decide if you want to go up, down, left, or right to make a decision. And that is the gist of Battlesnake. Thank you everyone for coming along and hanging out with me on this Sunday afternoon. I hope everyone's having a good time. I'm excited for today because this is my officially first stream as a Twitch affiliate. So thank you everyone who's been following along and giving me follows and streams. I've been having fun over the last few months here. And looking to continue to do that. So if you're really enjoying the stream, feel free to give me a subscribe. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you can even do that for free with your Prime sub. And help support me. Maybe let me get a nice cup of coffee before these streams on Sundays. But no matter what, I'm just glad that everyone is here hanging out with me, ready to talk about some Battlesnake today. And actually, there's one more thing I wanted to mention before that. Along with this new Twitch affiliate status, I'm also gonna try and get a Discord set up. So if anyone wants to come hang out in Discord off stream and chat about projects or anything else, feel free to join the Discord that I am trying to post in Twitch chat if all of my devices want to work for me. Well, assume I get that posted and you can follow that in just a second. Maybe. Huh. Okay, well, there is a Discord. In the outro of the stream, you should see a QR code you can scan, and I will try to get the link to make it into chat. But having some technical difficulties at the moment. But there is a Discord that I'm going to try to get set up, or it is set up, and I would love people to join and hang out with me. So we will see that in the outro here, and I will try to get that into Twitch chat at some point. But today we're going to look at the Platinum Tournament. So in Battlesnake, we do leagues for the different seasons, and we just finished up the Fall League and are doing the 2 tournaments at the end of that. So there are 2 tournaments in the Fall League here. There is the Platinum Tournament, which just wrapped up on November 2nd and 3rd. And then we have the Elite Tournament, which is in a week on November 12th. Looking forward to that. But my Snake Hobbs actually competed in the Platinum Tournament on November 2nd and 3rd just a few days ago. So I thought we would look at that tournament. We'll take a look at some of the games, see how Hobbs did, and congratulate the winner of the tournament, who was Master Chief by Master Coder. Came away with an awesome win and a great finals in the tournament. So we'll take a look at that and go from there. There were some interesting moves that Hobbs had made during this tournament that we talked about in Twitch chat that I think I want to take a look in. So we're going to find some of those games where Hobbs made some questionable decisions, and we will take a look at some of those game states. So I think what we're going to want to do is let's just check out the brackets for the tournament, and let's take a look at some of the games. I think maybe we'll follow Hobbs through their rounds and start by watching some games that way. Ooh, I'm just remembering all kinds of other fun things that we have on stream now. Down below the video, you should see what's usually the channel points in these streams that we are going to call teamwork tokens over here. You can get teamwork tokens for watching the stream, and you can redeem them for some fun little things. There's the normal emote changing ones that you get in Twitch by default, and then I added some recommended ones for these kind of in real life streams. So you can remind me to have some water, or do a posture check, or I think there was one higher up tier to have me put on a hat or a mask for a little while. So, you know, just some fun things to change up the stream. And yeah, so let's get started with that while all of you check out your teamwork tokens. Let's see. So I don't think in these quarterfinals we get an easy way to see the order. So let's go with a game that got won by Snake Drop. We're going to start there and not start with the Hovering Hobbs wins. And we'll get there in a second. Just messing with my iPad on my other screen here. Sorry, team. Oh, hey everybody. I don't think my chat was working. But now I see everyone's chat. Hey, Backward Spy and Donut Man and Last Grace and Joe. Hey everyone, thank you, and thank you for all the congratulations for making affiliate. I bet the fact that I didn't see any of these is why I couldn't drop this link into Discord earlier. Hey, there we go. Now my chat works and I can drop this Discord link in. I will actually do what Joe is recommending I do, and I'm gonna go into my little secret mode for a second so no one can see my screen. And let's go in, and I forgot, with all of the things that are happening in the Twitter sphere, I forgot to advertise this stream on a tweet. So let's do that really quick while I'm in secret mode over here. With all the Twitter craziness, forgot to advertise today's stream. But we are live now. Come hang out. And get the URL dropped in here. Slash Coreyja. Okay. Let's send that tweet. Okay, and then let's hop back over to here. And come back to sharing my screen, and there we go. We'll be out of secrets mode. Thank you for the reminder there, Joe. And let's hop into some games. Like I said before, I got distracted with all the chat stuff. I want to check out this snake drop game first, and then we'll go back to some ones that Hob wins. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And okay, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I feel bad that I missed all of the chats when we got started because it wasn't working, but I'm glad we are all hanging out. Okay, things are going fast here. Everyone's still alive in this game. Oh, we just lost Boundless in the bottom right corner. Hobbs is doing okay. We do know in this one that Snake Drop, the purple snake here, is going to win. Okay, so there was Hobbs's death. We'll go back and check out that in a minute because that's what we're actually going to focus on here. But let's watch the end of the game and see how Snake Drop finishes this one out. Keeping that right side out, but then sneaking over and boxing out. 2022 fall. Oh, we looked at this one. This one also has a timeout there by 2022 fall. Unfortunate. Oh, though I think we decided while watching the tournament that they might have already been boxed in here. They might not have had a way out too much. Okay, so let's go back to where Hobbs was getting boxed out in here, and let's see if we think this is something that we want to look into for Hobbs. If so, we'll probably like download the game state and store it quick. But if it's not something that we think is a huge thing to look at, we'll just move on to the next game. So Hobbs goes for the tail chase here, goes for the tail chase still. Yeah. Not too much. This was a 50-50. Hobbs could have gone up or left. Neither one is really safe. I'm not sure this game is looking like one that I really think we need to take another look at. Seems unfortunate, but especially in when there's 3 snakes left, Hobbs doesn't do as great until we get to the duels at the end. So that one I don't think was anything too bad, but was a great game by Snake Drop still. Let's take a look at 2022 falls. We're going to look at Hobbs' wins because they'll be fun, but there's likely less for me to debug on those because they went well. Oh, so this one was 2022 falls win once Hobbs got out of this round. So let's watch this because we already started it. But this one, again, won't help us really figure out what Hobbs was doing. Ooh, and then this one, Snake Drop got eliminated early. Found the Scuttle Coil. I love that green color with that, like, lantern fish head, maybe? I like it, though. I don't think it went too well for them in this match, unfortunately, but both snakes right now keeping their lanes pretty well. Was that it? What happened? Oh, yep, 2022 Fall blocked off this entrance there with their body, and Boundless got a little trapped. Okay, so let's go back and watch the last win by Snake Drop. And let's see if there was anything here. Oh, this one was again when Hobbs was out of it. So Hobbs got through this round pretty quickly. Let's watch their 2 wins and just see what we see. So Hobbs was not doing super consistently in terms of length. There were some games where they stayed small like this. Right now they're the smallest at 4. But there were definitely other games where they were getting pretty large. And so that's kind of just interesting. I would kind of expected it to be a little more consistent. I didn't work on Hobbs too actively this fall. We were working on Irene, the Monte Carlo snake, a bit more. And Hobbs just didn't get a ton of love this fall. So, not really sure exactly why, like, this map wasn't super specialized for the fall. So, interesting to see what Hobbs was deciding to do here without as much thought put into the map. I liked when they just owned the lanes like this, each snake having a left or right lane seemed to be pretty common. And then Hobbs really did like these jut-ins as soon as he found the timing there. Joe, your chat message got held up in automod because you might have been bullying, according to Twitch automod. Yes, last week I talked about my snake Irene. Oh, I'm not even logged in right now. Battlesnake doesn't know who I am. Irene is my new Monte Carlo snake that we announced, we finally branded on stream last week. Yeah, bullying Irene for not being a real human, exactly. So Irene is my Monte Carlo tree search snake that I've been working on for a while and has been done almost all on stream. Not quite, but kind of quite a bit. And so Irene got some branding last week. Spent too long as to be decided Monte Carlo tree search and got some nice branding. Gotta use the nice Hydra head that the Battlesnake team whipped out for people who have created content for Battlesnake, which was a fun one and was a fun head to be able to use here. So Irene will hopefully be debuting in some tournaments here soon. We'll see what's going on for winter, but definitely for spring I expect Irene to make some kind of appearance. Let's look at Hobbs' other win. I don't even remember if we saw the end of that with all of the Irene excitement, but that is more than okay. These qualifier games were right at the beginning of the tournament and got my excitement up right to begin with. There were some very exciting games. Boundless got out early there though. And so far the snakes are kind of staying to their quadrants, though as soon as I say that, it doesn't really seem to be the case anymore. Yeah, Hobbs is still staying smaller than these snakes at the moment. Hobbs is at 11, where we've got 14 and 15 for the other snakes. I wonder if Hobbs gets more aggressive in terms of length once it gets to this duels scenario. Or it could really just be what happens with the food spawns in the different games. Getting long here, and I think, if I remember correctly, Hobbs is just going to time another one of those jut-ins in another 100-ish turns. But I could be remembering wrong. This one does look like it's a long game from the, from our little bar here. So, Last Grace asks, do you want your snake to grow up big and strong? Yeah, you always want your snake to grow up big and strong, right? So in Battlesnake, if your snake is the longer of the two, and both of the heads end up on the same square, what's called a head-to-head, the longer snake is going to win. So there is an advantage in being long. Because you can, you know, kind of maybe push other snakes around or control the board a little bit sometimes. But there is a chance you get too big and wrap yourself up. Because actually, in this game here, we're both at the 29 or 30 length, but we kind of like run out of space to keep doing moves. And it isn't that Hobbs juts in and cuts off Fall. Fall just kind of runs out of moves to go. Except in this case, that actually is not running out of moves. That was an error or a timeout, which is unfortunate. Not an amazing way to end the game, but Hobbs will take their win nonetheless. Okay, so that was the qualifiers. There wasn't any games that were super exciting there, but I think maybe it's in the semis here that there were some really interesting games to look at for Hobbs. So let's run through some of those. Again, we're going to look at the ones where they don't win first, and then, well, maybe take a look at the wins at the end. Okay, Hobbs in the colorful top right corner. That is one thing I really like about having the colored head and tail, is I think it makes it easier to find Hobbs on this map. I can just look for those blue Jort swim trunks, and nice and easy to spot. Okay, pretty even match with 4 snakes on the board, 150 turns in. Oh, and then as I say that, we got Space Heater eliminated. I get really worried. Oh, there's Hobbs being eliminated. We'll rewind. I get really worried on these games where we get 150 turns in with all 4 snakes on the board. Hobbs really doesn't like it when there's lots of snakes on the board. Even 3 and 4 really aren't their favorite. So I like when we get some early eliminations and get the snake count low quickly. There's just not enough space when there's 4 snakes on the board, and just how min-max works. The algorithm just gets pretty inefficient is one way to say it when there's so many snakes. This is a really unfortunate one for Greg. Greg was having timeout issues or error issues during the tournament, it seemed like, and here's one of them, where unfortunately an error led Big Slamu just to dive into the hazard wall there. Hate to see it, but let's rewind and see what happened to Hobbs. Okay, Hobbs is here. Hobbs has right here. Down is probably the right move. Went down. Ooh, this is one. Okay, so we found a move from Hobbs that looks very silly to me at the moment, but Hobbs might know what they're talking about. Hobbs turns right in 160 milliseconds. So we're probably going to pull this down and run it, but let's just look at the game board for a second. In one move, I can get my head here, and Big Slamu could get their head here. I think what Hobbs is worried about is down actually isn't safe. I think I thought it was safe when we looked at this game the first time, but I think Big Slamu here can actually block off Hobbs. Because Big Slamu will go right, Hobbs' head could be here. Next move, Hobbs' head could be here, and Big Slamu probably won't go for the head-to-head there. But Big Slamu can keep going right and just box me in that way. So I think actually this move isn't as weird as I think we thought it was on stream, because Big Slamu here is providing some protection against going down. And that's also why we see Hobbs's latency drop on this move. It only took 160 milliseconds to realize there wasn't an actual safe move. And then down and right were about equivalent. They both seem like there's 1, 2, 3 moves that I could have survived, or 4 max in this case. So that's probably why we go right here. There's 4 possible moves. I think I would have been dead after 3 if we go down and fight Big Slamu. So that 1 extra move isn't really going to matter in the game, but that's how my eval function is going to score it. We're going to take the one that lets us take 1 extra turn of the game before being eliminated. So that was good, getting pushed between those 2 snakes there. Ami and Slamu both came above and below. And what's actually interesting is I do have the length advantage here, but you can see it didn't actually help out. None of the snakes are super long, where we ran out of space because of our length, but, you know, the being a few lengths longer didn't help me in pushing for any head-to-heads on that one. So I think this is the one where Ami wins, right? Because, yep, Big Slamu gets the timeout, unfortunately. So now let's take a look at the one where Big Slamu comes away with the win. Now that Twitch chat was up, so I was refreshing Twitch chat because I don't trust it anymore after the beginning. But then I missed Hobbs getting knocked out. Oh yeah, this one was very early. We'll rewind there at the end and see if that one makes sense. I wonder why Hobbs didn't go down and make immediately there. But let's see this one play out. Space Heater staying nice and small, only with the size 4, eating as I talk about them, of course. I feel a little bit better about not being able to caster curse these. This tournament already happened, we're just watching replays. I can mention whatever snakes I want. I like that. So, Ami getting pretty big. Space Eater is still the small snake at 10. Big Slamu right in the middle at 12. So far, they're mostly staying in their own sections. You know, they leave once in a while. Oh, is that a... Oh, wow. I thought Big Slamu and Ami were going at it there, but they both were able to slither away. Oh, Space Heater ran out of space, and Big Slamu was right on their tail. Oh, and then Big Slamu cut off Ami there. Ami, like, kind of tried to go for the Judin, but Big Slamu turned it around on him and kept the pressure. Nice win from Big Slamu there. Let's go check out the very beginning for Hobbs. So here... Oh, does Space Heater have it again? Oh, man, these positions are not the best. So here, actually, though, I'm kind of curious why Hobbs doesn't go right here. I feel like Hobbs should probably go right here and go for the tail chase. Yeah, you tuned in at a good time, Greg. That was a really good win from Big Slamu in that last one, or this one that we're still watching. It wasn't a great one for Hobbs. Hobbs gets eliminated before turn 10 here. But Big Slamu really had a good one. And so on turn 6 here, I think it's kind of already over for Hobbs. The latencies... Oh, yeah. On turn 7 here. Yeah, so Hobbs knows that down is just as unsafe as left. And responds in 20 milliseconds. Because Space Heater can come up, Hobbs goes down, Space Heater goes up. Oh, and then they could both go for the tie here. Oh, so the worst going down is a tie. Okay, so these are some interesting cases. I want to look at both of these. I want to look at this turn 5. Because I think it looks a lot better to go for this tail chase. I'd rather spin. We've got a lot of health. The game just started. I don't think there's a reason to go this way yet, because that puts you in a really bad spot, where the best you can do is tie. I don't even go for the tie here, which is interesting. I go for the loss. But I don't think... So turn 5 and 6 are both really interesting. Let's pull those game states. So for the first time, we're actually going to pull open an editor and some code today. Okay. So we are just in my repo. Let's just close all of these files. And let's go cargo run. And I have a binary called Sherlock. And I forget what I want to pass it. So I want to do a fixture. I want to make a new fixture file. And then I need to give it the game ID, which I have on my clipboard, and my uname, which is hovering Hobbs. And then what turn I want to grab? So I want to grab turn 5, and I also want to grab turn 6. Okay, so now in my fixtures file, I should have 2 new files, turn 5 and turn 6. And let's see, where do I want to put these test cases? So I've been doing this for Irene recently and just putting them in their source file, and I think that makes sense for Hobbs too. So let's just go to the bottom of the file, and oh cool, we have a mod for tests, but we just don't have it, actually, we don't have any tests in it, but that's fine. So let's do test, and then I think what I want to do is I just want to put this in here, and then go underscore turn 5, and we'll do turn 5, and then I'll do the same thing for turn 6. The problem, though, is that it does not like the fact that I have dashes. It doesn't like dashes, but it can do underscores, so we will do that. And I'm actually just going to go to Irene really quick and go to the bottom to copy... Oh, I just have this test fixture. Okay, so I probably don't want that. And I can just do the include string myself. So let the fixture... equals include string, and then no, not quite copilot. So out one, out another, I think, and then I think I can have the fixtures directory, And then in the fixtures directory, it's this, and then I think it's just -5 .json, or is it _5 maybe .json? _5 .json. And then, like, you know, we probably will eventually want to use this, but for the moment, let's just do that. Let's make this a test. Now let's be able to click the run test button, and awesome, that is the right path to the file. Okay, so while I get this test written, just thank you everyone for coming along and streaming with me today. I'm excited. I am finally a Twitch affiliate. And thank you everyone for helping me get there. Been working on that for a little while and feels really good to get there. So thank you everyone. Now you have the ability to subscribe. If you are really loving the channel and what I'm doing, please feel free to give me a subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, you can even do that for free. But let me keep writing this test. So we got our fixture. Let's get it to a wire game. So we have this, but let's do a game from the wire representation, and then what is the method on it? It's not from JSON. Yeah, see, Copilot's trying, but I don't think it's going to work. What is the method that I'm looking for here? Oh, it's just from JSON but I need it from Saturday JSON. Let's just steal that from somewhere else. Here's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Let's do all of this, because I actually do need to build the game board. So let's copy all of this. Put it in here. Okay, much better. Thank you, Joe. I'm excited about it. It's been a while, and I'm really enjoying these streams. What are you mad about here? A local variable... Oh, I just can't spell fixture. That is the issue. Okay, and now let's include this. This is just somewhere else. Network latency padding. Sure, give you a thing. I actually don't think I'm going to need max duration. That's just for the Monte Carlo. Well, actually, no. If I'm doing it this way, I probably am going to need a max duration. Okay, so let's get a Hobbs. And oh, I can maybe just call create from wire game. Yeah, I think let's just do that. Oh no, because I am gonna want the whole thing. Let's just call build from best game board. With this, because I should be able to do that in here. But I'm gonna have to give it all of these things. Okay, game info turn. This one I can just include. Import standard score. Let turn equals 5. Oh, or game.turn, that's better. Open let name equal hovering Hobbs. Open let options equal default. I think whatever this options type is implements default, and so that should work. Something's very upset up here, but I don't know what it is. It's my editor's claiming it doesn't know what paranoid mini-max snake is, but I kind of think that's wrong. Let's do a cargo test quick. Oh, okay, so something is mad at me here. Oh, it's in my macro. It doesn't know what these things are. Because I don't have them included when I use the macro down here. Oh, that's an interesting one. And what does it not know about? Best cell board? It might just be that I need to put one of these in the test. Nope, that wasn't quite it. Okay, the trait, blah, blah, blah. But, like, can you just, like, fix it for me? Because it feels like standard 2 best cell board. Oh, wait. Is that what I needed to do? I didn't realize that I was already I was converting it to a cell board, but then build from best cell board. Oh, build from best is the wrong name here. This builds the best cell board. So I didn't need to build the subboard twice, is basically what that issue was. This, though, doesn't need to be there. And this I can get rid of. Okay, so now I'm using my macro here to actually build out the Hobbs snake. And then I can say, let next move equal Hobbs dot make move. Can I just call make move? No, not really, it looks like, but I should just wait. So what is, okay, let's go back. What is the type of Hobbs? Oh, this is not a Hobbs, this is a board. This is a cell board, duh. I haven't built an actual Hobbs yet. Except the, ooh, see, build best cell board doesn't actually, oh wait, no, this does return a box snake. Okay, no, this is a Hobbs. No, this is a Hobbs. Because it's a boxed snake. I have another branch where I'm trying to undo all of these boxes, but for now, let's just make this a boxed snake, and then let next move equals Hobbs, and I think it's just like, it's make move, I thought was what it's called, but I don't know why it's not happy with me about that. Oh, it's fine with that. Let's unwrap this. Unwrap, not wrap. And then let's assert equals that next move is up. It's not up, and I don't want it to be up. Turn 5, I want to go right here. I don't know why I don't go right. Is assert move actually a move output? No, it's a move output. What is move output? I know that, but like, what? I want to go to you. No? Okay, that's not at all what I wanted. Dot move. And then it's the string, right? I'm actually not sure what the capitalization there is, but that's okay. Cargo test. It needs an import. What needs an import? Oh, paranoid is not in scope. Okay, that's weird, but whatever. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I forgot about that. Sometimes it doesn't like doing that. Battle snake min-max, paranoid min-max snake. Okay, max duration. It doesn't need either of these. Okay, now it doesn't need the import. And finally, we can run this test. Okay. Awesome. So 2 things are wrong. 1, capitalization doesn't look right. It looks like, oops. Looks like we're lowercase. Left was lowercase. I'm assuming right is going to be as well. But we're definitely doing the wrong direction. I wanted to go right here, but Hobbs is going left. But that was just one of the turns we wanted to look at. So let me do the other one, the boilerplate for it first, and then we'll look at both together. So I already have turn 6 downloaded. I fixtured that already. So let's go grab this whole thing and pop it down here. We're gonna rename this, add a 6 there. Oops, not remove the period. Change that to a 6. Do all of this, and now on turn 6, I think I want to go down. Down is not great. I think the best I can do there is tie. But going for a tie there seems better than the assured loss. And let's write that as a comment. Down looks like a tie at best, but left is a loss for sure. So down is a tad better. One of those things where down wasn't going to actually make the game much different for me, but it was going to end in a tie for me, and I think we prefer that. I think... Oh, actually, I have a theory here. Theory. This didn't end as a tie for me because I think about the score in terms of end states. So what I mean by that, let me look at the board to make it make sense, is if me and Space Heater here ran into each other and tied and eliminated each other, Big Slamoo and Ami would still be on the board, and therefore the game wouldn't be over, and my thing is just going to count that as a loss. So what it doesn't take into account is like the total number of snakes on a board. me going out here leaves it with 3, where me and Space Heater going out together leaves it at 2, and I think I'd prefer that. I think I'd prefer getting rid of another snake, tying with Space Heater here, over just the straight loss. So I think that's what we will eventually want to do for this one. And let's just run cargo test and make sure that it is still going left and not down like we think. Greg says, yeah, I think you're totally right, Greg. Right here on turn 6. Yeah, Space Heater does. We don't know that Space Heater is gonna necessarily go for the tie with Hobbs. In min-max in general, Hobbs thinks Space Heater is definitely going to, just because of how min-max works. But you're totally right that it is a chance. And I have a similar-ish problem when I run into 50-50 scenarios where, I don't have a good example, but where, like, both of 2 moves have a 50-50 chance of death. But then, depending on the other move, basically min-max just always assumes snakes are going to be as smart against me as possible, especially in this paranoid variant, where I assume everyone's just trying to kill me. And that can lead to some things like this, right, where I definitely really want to prefer down here. And this is actually one thing that I'm excited about for my new Monte Carlo snake, Irene, is that I think in theory Monte Carlo should be able to see situations like this better. Even if the game is going to end, right, no matter if I go left or down, the game has an end state that min-max can see. Monte Carlo should be able to say, okay, well, if I go left, every game ends in a loss. There's no way to win. But if I go down, and we look at all the random things Space Heater could do, some games I might not lose. And so Monte Carlo, I think, should pick to go down in this move instead of left, like min-max. I still think left is a min-max bug regardless, but I think it's interesting to think about how the different algorithms almost think about these different game states. And maybe Monte Carlo would have been a little bit nicer in this specific scenario. And that brings me back to something I've been talking about for a while, and maybe we will do eventually for Spring League or something, is Irene was never meant to be, like, Irene will work on her own and will be a functional snake, just Monte Carlo. But the goal always was to combine the min-max of Hobbs and the Monte Carlo of Irene. So maybe we'll get a Franken snake that smashes the 2 of them together at some point in the future. Okay, so we have these 2 game states saved, and we have one of them commented up. Let's actually look at turn 5 again. I want to write something about what happened here so that we can make sure that we just, like, write down what we were thinking about it. Right here, I want to see that I want to go right for the tail chase, and let's just write that in the comment. Right allows us to tail chase. But left gets us into a spot where the best mini-max outcome is a tie. Oh, we want to, yeah, I don't need another sentence here. That's just the bug. And there's one more thing I'm going to want to do here quick, and that is another thing with my Sherlock tool. I want to do a different thing, and I want to do something different than fixture. I want to do archive. Because what archive lets me do is, so this is part of the tournament, so this game might actually stay up longer than traditionally, but I have a local archive of some of these games. And so if I do this, I can archive it. And this doesn't live in the Git repo, but it's next to it, so we can look at it, and then I can look in my archive, and we can see I have a bunch of games here. So these are all the different games that I've been archiving locally from different games that my snakes have played in and stuff like that. But the cool thing is I could find my file, and I could use, I have a, let's see how this works. I don't remember, to be honest. It's been a bit. So I have a replay command, and I want to replay something from my archive. And there we go. And then what I think I would need to do here is I would need to go to the Battlesnake board repo. which is board.battlesnake.com. Yep. And then, so that was using their engine for the battlesnake.com with a specific game ID. So let's use the game ID that we just archived. And for the engine URL, I don't remember what URL or what port we put this on. And of course it doesn't tell me yet. So let's find out. In commands, this is replay. And 8085 looks to be the port. So let's go localhost 8085. And that didn't work, but is it not working for network issues or because of something different? Fetch API can't load, localhost is not supported. https:// there we go. Okay, that's what I needed. Okay, so now we can see that this is running from my archived version of the game. So even if the Battlesnake site removed this game, which, you know, maybe is less likely for the tournament, I can still use my local file to watch the game. And this is all like just in JSON files on my machine, so I should be able to do this replay whenever. I mean, I probably will actually try to see if I can archive this whole tournament at some point, but we will do that off stream because that's just going to be pulling a bunch of game IDs and throwing them in an archive. But I do like having this game archived. I like having it archived since we have the fixture on it, so that we could, like, you know, see the game and maybe understand why we have that fixture file around as well. Okay, so there we go. We added our 2 fixtures and we pulled this down. Let's keep walking through some games and then maybe we'll dive into code. So we have these fixtures set up, but I think we're gonna keep hopping through stuff. And, ooh, this is actually the Discord. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming by and hanging out in the Discord with me. I like that. But let's hop over to some more games. These are the ones we just looked at. That was the one where Big Slamoo won. And let's look at some of these Space Heater wins from the end. Space Heater is changing colors on us. They were red in some of the games we were just watching. Yeah, see, I like this. They're changing colors on us. I do remember talking about that during the tournament, though. Okay. Oh, Big Slamoo, unfortunate, with a timeout to start this one off. Yeah, you really had an unfortunate tournament, Greg, with the timeouts there. I feel bad. It's never a fun thing to see happen. So these are Space Heaters wins, so I don't remember what they are going to look like too much. We're about halfway through this game, so not the longest one, but still got a little bit to go. Got scared for a second that Ami was going to close out on Hobbs, but Hobbs got out of it, and now it's Hobbs and Space Heaters in this little finale. And let's see how Hobbs goes out here and if there's anything we want to look into. Is that it? There we go. Okay, so what led up to that? Here Hobbs knows they are gone. They're at 7 milliseconds, 14, 23. There we go. So here we go. This is that's the first move that Hobbs knows they're dead, but I think that is just because they didn't see it earlier. I don't think, you know, here they actually didn't make a decision, so I don't think they saw it earlier. Or I don't think it was decided there. I think they just didn't see it earlier. I kind of think that it's right around, like, here. Going up here seems wrong. I think we want to go maybe for a more straight tail chase there. Because if I don't go up, and I go down, then right, or something. Like, I'm, what, 1, 2, 3 away from the tail. I'm still 1, 2, 3 away from the tail here. Oh, because it goes away from me. Interesting. Just wondering if I can get closer to the tail and not let Space Heater kind of get in the middle. Because I was going on this tail chase, chasing their tail route, and they hop in the middle. wondering if I could have closed that gap. So this one's moderately interesting. I'm going to keep this one open, but there's not a... With more depth, I think maybe Hobbs could have figured it out, but I'm not sure if there's just a bug or anything there. It kind of just seems like Hobbs didn't look far enough in the game tree. Which that one might all be about speed and performance, which is another fun thing to look at. But for today, I'm kind of looking more for things where it seems like Minimax might have done something wrong or unexpected, rather than just didn't look at that game state enough. Okay, we're Space Heater and Hobbs again. Early-ish eliminations for the other two snakes in this one. This one looks like it's going to be a long one from the progress bar. Progress bar giving away spoilers, but I guess it's fine. I've already seen these games. Not like it's actually a spoiler. This one was a terrifying one to watch live. Every move felt like Hobbs was getting themselves stuck in a little corner, or Space Heater was coming in and cutting them off, which I think does eventually happen here, but thought it was going to happen much, much earlier when we were watching these live. So far, they're kind of just sticking to their own sides for the moment, but we're at turn 425-ish, and so something's got to give. I think we're going to get just over 500 here before the game is over. Really just sticking in our own sides in it. Oh, there we go. Was that it? Nope. Oh, it was. What happened there, though? Why did Hobbs not just keep going for the down move? Yeah. Oh, so Hobbs has already decided. Oh, we looked at this. It's the food. It's the food. So up here, yeah, wow, okay. Wait, so why doesn't Hobbs go for that food? Oh, because if Hobbs goes for that food, they'll be longer. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Why doesn't Hobbs is longer here. So Hobbs can have this food. And then bully Space Heater. Oh, I think there's a win here. I really think that if Hobbs goes right, Hobbs will get longer, but that doesn't matter. And then Space Heater... Yeah, I think I have a win here. Ooh, this is a good one, because this is one where I kind of think I see a win that Hobbs didn't see. And that does not happen very often. So let's pull down this fixture. Thank you everyone who joined the Discord. I will go say hi to everyone as soon as stream is over. So let's do two things. First, let's archive this game. Just to do it, and then we will download the fixtures for it. They're like very related, but I store different files in different places, so the fixture data actually lives in the repo, while the archive does not. And this is turn... Oh, I keep going to Discord, which is totally fine. Not trying to hide it, but don't mean to be flashing it on screen. Oh, so I want turn 505. And let's put this new game ID in, and awesome. Okay, and so this is why in my one for Irene, I have a helper, so I don't have to write all of this body each time. But we will get there soon. I think I'm actually just going to pull that out in just a second. Okay, there we go. Last thing I need to do is change this to say that in 505. Okay, and in 505, I think I should go right. I think right actually can result in a win, while left is a loss. Definitely don't want to go left. So this one's really, really interesting. I don't know why Hobbs is going left here. Right seems like such a better answer. And Hobbs has done it for a while. Like, Hobbs has thought this game was over since this move. This was the move that Hobbs thought it was over. Since then, their latency has just been decreasing. So that's really, really interesting. I'm not seeing... And even here, right? Oh no, this is food, right? This is where we should have eaten, where we needed to eat food to stay alive. But I could have eaten this food. This food was right here. Okay, yeah. This one's super interesting. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on with this one. Let's run it right now, just to make sure that it is actually failing like it was on the tournament. Almost more annoying if it doesn't, but we'll see. Okay, there we go. Yep. Let's make sure it goes the right direction. It got the left. Oh wow, that's really annoying. The left side of my assert equals is the string left, and the right side of my assert equals is the string right. Oh man, I guess I don't want to flip them because that would be way more confusing, but that one's a little funny. Oh wow, we're up to 9 or 10 viewers. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the stream, and thank you for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing, please do give me a follow and a subscribe if you're really feeling it. And let me know how your Sunday's doing in chat. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you have an idea to use your teamwork tokens on. Teamwork tokens are what we're going to call channel points over here. And if you have a fun idea for a redemption for those, let me know in chat or in Discord. Ooh, let's do that again. Now that I can do chats again, I can do the little Discord thing and get the Discord in. Let's get some other links dropped into chat. Find me on Twitter and GitHub. Oh, and I don't have a thing for this, but I've actually been trying out co-host more than Twitter, because Twitter is maybe falling apart on all of us, so find me around the internets if that interests you. Oh, Backward Spy, I was actually going to do that. I forgot. Thank you. I will do that for next stream. I was going to do a color theme and a font choice one, because I want people to be able to torture me with your awful font choices. For some reason, font seems like it's going to terrify me more than color choices, but I guess we're going to see what you all come up with. Thank you, Backward Spy. That one's definitely going up there. It might cost a few teamwork tokens to do, but I will definitely get that added for next stream. Okay, I was too distracted by talking about colors and teamwork tokens to remember what we were doing, but I think we were just looking at this game state and trying to remember, or not trying to remember, trying to figure out why Hobbs goes left. And like I said before, I think we will just leave it for now. We got a little comment, and let's keep pulling some game states and finding more that we want to look at. So those were the semifinals with Space Heater, and we are ready to jump into the finals. Oh, so these finals were so good. We had Avoiding Death, Hovering Hobbs, Master Chief, and Space Heater in the finals. Master Chief almost swept it, but didn't, and I do actually think I know the order these went in, or very close, so let's do it in that order. We'll start with this first game that I think was a Master Chief win. Backward Spy, I keep reading your message, and I keep wanting to ask what theme you want to inflict on me, but I think it's more fun if I don't ask, and we just wait for that to be a possibility. So let's just run this game, get my mind on something different. We got Avoiding Death in the pink up here. Hobbs is the nice orange colorful one. Master Chief in green, and Space Heater in red. Yeah, see, these ones are the scary ones. Oh, there we go. Hobbs just ran into some hazards there. But like I was about to say, those are the scary ones for Hobbs, where we stay with 4 snakes at 100 turns in. Hobbs really likes those early eliminations. They help him out. Backward Spy can certainly be misused with horrible color schemes, but I love to promote I'm assuming that's like a cappuccino everywhere. Oh, nice. I'm not familiar with that one, but I will maybe check it out, or maybe we'll see it on stream soon enough. I do like I like trying different fonts and different color schemes, so I'm excited just to see what people have and what we want to try. But I do like the font I have particularly at the moment. I don't remember the name of it without checking, but I really like the cursive comments. I thought they were just going to be silly, but for some reason I'm really a fan of them. But I wasn't paying attention to the end of this game, so let's rewind just a bit so I can see what was happening. I just want to remember how this ended. We got Space Heater and Master Chief kind of in their own lanes. And, oh, Master Chief just with the, oh wow, like just a beautifully timed aggressive wrap. They're just being so, both snakes are just chilling in their own lanes for kind of a while, and Master Chief just sees the timing and doesn't hesitate, just immediately goes down, cuts straight off, and Space Heater gets trapped. Man, it was a great win for Master Chief. Oh yes, Backwards Slide, that sounds familiar. You were mentioning that you had contributed to that on one of the streams recently. That is awesome. We will definitely have to check that out. Ooh, and now that I've been using VS Code more, it's probably a lot easier for me to switch themes and fonts live instead of having to find a Vim package for the color scheme and stuff like that. Look at that. Everything works out. This was a beautiful win by Master Chief, though. All of these finals were really good, and they had some good wins, but this one just felt really aggressive and like a really good win. Let's see what happened to Hobbs at the beginning. I'm not sure it was exciting. I think just having 4 snakes on the board didn't let them think super hard, and they just kind of got in a box. Let's follow Hobbs. Oh, yep. So I think at this point here's where I think the mistake happened. I don't think I should have gone down and tried to invade this other quadrant. I think Hobbs should have just stuck in this top one and hung out. So let's add this one. Might as well. This one's like a definite. This one is just I think with more look ahead or with a longer timeout, we might have been able to see this one look differently. But I think it's still interesting. It is very non-obvious to me why down is the right move. I think left or right seem much safer. So I'm interested to see why down gets chosen, or if it gets chosen consistently. So let's do, I'm just gonna make a commit first. Got some fixtures added. Want to refactor tests. So committing first. I just want to pull out some helpers for this test. I'm like copying and pasting these lines all around, and I think I would rather not. Especially because like I have the macro that's being used. Like it's almost actually really nice and reusable. All I need is all of this. So let's copy this and let's put it in a function that we call move for fixture. And it takes a fixture string. Yeah. Is that actually, wow. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. Good job, Copilot. So then, and it's taking in a fixture string too. Fixture string, yeah, okay, so I need the fixture include string, and then I can just do this. Let next, move, wait, what did I call it? Move for fixture. Oh, but it's the variable can just be called next move. Move for fixture, there we go. Fixture, there we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. Yank it. Paste it. Okay, much better. Okay, so now let's do fixture. Well, I do want to archive it, so we're going to do both of these. Let's archive the game. Okay, we got the game archived. Let's do a fixture of the game. And what turn? 101 is the turn that I'm interested in. You know what I really should be able, something I should really code up, which would be pretty cool, and maybe not that difficult, is I should figure out a way to make fixtures from my archive. Because it like has all the information, just we need to pull it out correctly. Okay. Let's see what we want to do. What do we want to do? Oh yeah, we want to add this next test for this fixture that we just created. Not it, like put it inside the other function. I wanted it outside at least. Okay. Where's the game ID? We put the game ID here. I really could like probably get some code generation happening to do this automatically too. I'm not sure that's actually worth it. This isn't like awful. Okay, so this I want to move that doesn't really matter here. Let allowed moves equal a vec of up, down, left, right, except it's not these ones. I just want to say that left and right are valid in this case. Assert thing that allowed moves contains that. Next move not in allowed moves. We'll format allowed moves with debug. And cool, 4 of them failed. The turn of 101 is the one we just wrote. And let's see, panicked at, down, not in, left, right. Perfect. Okay, so that is failing, and it is still going down like we expected. So we've got a lot of good test cases. But let's keep going. That was the first Master Chief win. Master Chief won the second one as well, and it was looking like they had a chance to sweep. So let's watch this game. I think it was another exciting one. Hobbs is hanging out in their corner. We're just all spinning at the moment. And now some excitement happens as snakes go into different quadrants. Just under 100. Avoiding death gets knocked out by Hobbs. Hobbs now has these 2 bottom quadrants. They're trying to keep theirs, but it doesn't seem like it's working well. They're not quite long enough for that. Oh, but Space Heater as the longest snake just trapped themselves, and it's Master Chief and Hobbs in this finals. Again, a long-ish one. We're about halfway through, so I'm guessing just under 500 turns is what this one is gonna look about. And Master Chief owning the top of the board, Hobbs kind of getting the bottom. We're close in length, but Master Chief has a slight advantage here. Oh, Hobbs took it back. We're tied now. And let's see. Seems like we're just hanging out in our own quadrants for the most part. We switched, though. Now we're going horizontal instead of vertical. That's always fun when that happens. Hobbs does have the length lead very slightly here. Master Chief tried a little bit of a jut, and it seemed like, but didn't time it great, but that was it. They did get the jut in this time. But Hobbs is still doing some interesting things. I think they could have avoided this by continuing their tail chase better. I don't know why they go up to capture this space. Yeah, okay, this move, I don't think they want to go up here. Going up adds the area between the tail and their head, and that's exactly what Master Chief takes advantage of. And when does Hobbs... Oh, interesting. Okay, so Hobbs thinks that even tail chasing here isn't a good idea. Ooh, cool, Greg. I see you think you figured out one of the moves. I'm gonna go back there in just a second after I look at this one. Thank you. But this one's interesting. Hobbs thinks this one's over, so this one, like, must be over, too. Master Chief does have the length advantage. So do they already have a chance at a jut in here? How far in the future do I think that is? Okay, so It's got to be around this spot. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna go with 8 or 9 turns ahead. Yeah. Actually, because watch, we can watch this, right? If Master Chief does exactly what they did, they could get to this spot where their head can be in one more turn. My tail would be here, their head would be here, and they would be in the spot to jump in and tail chase me exactly too. So even if Hobbs kept the perfect tail chase up here, that wouldn't be enough because Master Chief could go for the jut-in. And because of where this food is placed, I don't think... Oh, wait. That's an interesting one. No, it's too late. I made too much of a gap. Yeah. Okay. So this one is actually decided before this. This one, Hobbs is right on this one. You can't ever doubt Hobbs. When Hobbs thinks the game's over by their time dropping, it's pretty much over. If anything, this is the thing. Maybe going down here isn't a terrible decision. I'm not sure. No, it's a terrible decision because Master Chief just continues the tail chase, blocks it off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, yeah, this one's decided for a while. Ooh, I'm gonna run this thing through a different thing that I have. Ooh, I haven't run this one in a while. So this is actually what Sherlock was originally created to do. So it is supposed to solve. So the game ID is that. And the U name is Hovering Hobbs. So this is going to run through this game. That's not what I expected to happen. Well, besides the application crashing, what I expected to happen was it was going to use the min-max algorithm backwards from the last state of the game to figure out where was the last decision point that I could have maybe still won at. And that's just really interesting to analyze some of these games like this one. And I kind of want to know why the thing crashed here. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna easily be able to solve that. Let's just look at this real quick. Is it hard-coded to using Arcade Maze as a thing somewhere? Because that wouldn't do it. Get frame to game. Yeah, what kind of game? Like, they're called the dimensions anywhere in this file? I am not forgetting about your message, Greg. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remind myself why this is not working. Oh, because I'm not in the right spot. I'm in unofficial API. I want it to be in solve. No wonder I wasn't in the right spot. Here I can look for arcade. No. Arcade maze. Yeah, okay. This is custom square. It's 11 by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A square of 11. Is that how that works? Yeah. But I think I gotta import it. That square was gonna work. What are you mad about here? Oh, square is not generic. Okay. Oh yeah, it just holds on to the thing and knows it's square. It just holds on to one instead of both. Okay, there we go. This is running. Okay, Greg, let me read your message and see what you're saying. I think you said you think you figured out 4F198. For 4F, this one. And you're looking at turn 505, which is the very end here. which I know we have as a fixture, but I wanted to see it as the board. Oh, this is when I wanted to know why... Yeah, okay. Space Heater can block off the tail chase, so Hobbs loses going either right or left. Still same as the other example where Hobbs thinks both are guaranteed loss, but one of those losses depends on an opponent making good choices while the other is actually guaranteed loss. Oh, awesome. Okay. So I want to see this blocking off the tail chase if I go right, because I do go left, right? And that's what I see. But I'm interested in... And this is, I really need a tool to do this. Space Heater goes left, down, right. Thank you, Greg. That'll be super helpful. I want a tool where I can just, like, input the moves and, like, see them visually on the board, because it would be much easier to, like, actually see the moves happen. But that's a project for another day. Okay, so if Hobbs goes right here, Hobbs's head is going to be here. I wish I had two mice so I could point at both things, but I don't. And then Space Heater would go left, so their head would be here. Left, and I think you're saying left here and then down right. Okay, so go that way, because I would have my head here while he's here. Oh, and then down right. Yeah, you don't even have to go this extra left. So it's turn 05 left and then down. Yep, I got it, because my head would be here, his head would be here. He can go down would put him here, right would put him here, and then the tail will free up and he can keep tail chasing. Ah, got it. Can go block off, then tail chase. Yep, that's exactly what you said, Greg. Awesome. Yeah, nice find. But exactly, it does rely on them making the correct moves. Okay, so let's update my comment at a minimum, because that's good to know. It's not as I'm not as confused about it as I was, and thank you, Greg, for helping out. Right is still a loss by Minimax, but it's a loss that's less for sure than going left. I think that's still right. I'm actually, it's less sure. Because what happens if we go left? Yeah, like, I guess there's probably a way Space Heater, like, could. Actually, for some reason, left is not guaranteed loss either. Oh, interesting. And I think that actually kind of makes sense, though. Because, like, I bet there's a thing Space Heater could do to let me out. Yeah, if they don't block this off here, if they don't, on turn 514, if they just continue tail chasing and don't block off that alleyway, I think there's probably a potential for Hobbs to get out, or at least continue a little longer. But I don't think it would make sense for Space Heater to do that move. I'm not 100% sure about that one either. I could run it through my Solvy Sherlock and see what it says. So we're actually running a different game through that, and maybe we'll come back to this one, Greg, if there's anything interesting. 514, if not cut off, you could go back on your tail. Yeah. Yep. Or 5, yeah. Or without the food here, I could go back, but I think that's different. Yeah, without here, I could get back to my tail over there, maybe. Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely less for sure, though. Which I think was the whole point that we were both making. Okay, so let's just remember which game I'm looking at here. This is game 677, which I think was the second one. Yep. So this is, we're trying to figure out 442. 442. Right now, my tool is saying, as of this move, the game is already decided. So moving right or up here would be the same outcome, according to the tool. And so it's going farther back than that to find a move that might have been the decision point. Thanks for hanging out, Backward Spy. Hope you enjoyed dinner. See you in a few. Okay, so I'm curious 442 is where we're at right now. Yeah, this one could go back for a long ways, I feel like. I think it could go back to... Oh, actually, I thought 443 looked... Oh, no, we decided that one didn't look good live. Yep. Yeah, so it could be back, like, to here. Oof. Yeah, this one could go back for a long time. I'm not even sure if this tool eventually is gonna use a crap ton of memory, and with streaming, we might have to kill it at some point. It's not very optimized. It really should, like, since it already looked at turn 444, remember some of the stuff from that, but it kind of is inefficient in that way. It is just a very, like, a computationally hard problem as well, but it also isn't the most efficiently written, so there's both sides to this one. So let's just let this run. This one's gonna run for a while on this game. So let's just continue on looking at the tournament. So we looked at this game. This is the one that's running right now in the tool. And so I think the next win, went to Space Heater. I don't think Hobbs won the next one. So let's watch this Space Heater win. Let's see what happens to Hobbs. Let's see when our first... Oh, there's our first snake elimination, avoiding death. We poked him to the side, or Hobbs did. Got a hair right in my eye right now. Okay, we got 150-ish turns in, and all the 3 of these snakes are still alive, besides avoiding death. That got knocked out early. And we do know that Space Heater is going to come away with the win, but we don't really know... Oh, now we do. Now we know it's Master Chief and Space Heater at the end. And Hobbs got knocked off around turn 240-ish, is where we will rewind to in a minute. Master Chief with a much longer size here. 24 versus like 16 when I was just checking. Still keeping that lead and dominating the top half of the board. But Space Heater's doing well on the bottom. I think this might be one of those times where Master Chief got too long for their own good and they might wrap up on themselves. It also helps that we know Space Heater won the game, so it's easy to make predictions like that. Space Heater's like still relatively long at 25. Master Chief is just really long at 37 now. Almost taking up all of the tiles in the top half of the board here. Not giving themselves much of a chance to grow, which might be unfortunate here as they're about to run out of food without an easy spot to grow. Yep, so that's what happened. The Master Chief just really needed to eat this food and didn't have a good way to do that with getting back to where they were. With how they've positioned the tail chase on this food, they don't have a way to get a piece of food and get back to their tail chase. Yeah, none of the places that they have a chance to get food are going to allow them to go back to their tail chase. So they are kind of just in this starvation loop almost, where there's no good choices. Not sure it's a great choice. Well, so let's actually look at this one. If Master Chief goes down here, Space Heater goes up, down. Ah, they'll neck to neck. Ah, man. I thought Master Chief with the length advantage could maybe time a jut in here, but they can't. The best that could happen is a neck to neck, which is gonna be a tie for both snakes. So actually, I guess if I'm Master Chief, I still want to go down here, because then I can try to force the tie, and I think that's the best Master Chief can do. Oh, well, it's still not going to be a tie, because, like, Space Heater's just going to go up, right, and I'm going to go down, left. Yeah, it's still a loss. Space Heater has the win here, really, no matter what. So yeah, Master Chief just got stuck in this loop, but I almost forgot, but let's go back and find what happened to Hobbs here. Hobbs is doing okay. Goes for the wrapping. Oh, uh-oh. They know they're dead, though, on this turn. On turn 211 there, or 210 even. Their latency dropped to 53 milliseconds, so I think they just are seeing the fate. Oh, Master Chief, just, again, this is like that game we watched earlier, where Master Chief, once they see the thing, just super aggressively blocks it off. So Hobbs here... Just didn't make the right move. Where is like a mistake? Yeah, going right here is scary. I don't think right's a good move because Space Heater will block me in, so that's not a good move. Oh yeah. Okay, there's actually not this one's interesting. There's not amazing moves. Yeah, back till kind of a ways off. Like, there's a chance that, like, this is it, maybe, right? At turn 194 here, Hobbs could have gone up or something and not gone for this wrap. I think that put him in a bad spot. 440. This one's just gonna go. I don't actually... I think I'm losing faith in this one. Let's see how much RAM it's using. If it's using over a few gigs, we're just gonna probably abort it because I'm not really wanting to use all of my RAM for this at the moment. Because we're back to this state. Yeah, we're just going to keep hopping back for a while. Let's check out the activity monitor, but I think it's going to be a lot. So apparently I have Docker running still. I probably could close that. So Sherlock's actually not doing bad. It's not even at a... There we go. Now it finally is over a gig. That's actually pretty fine. I'm not that concerned about it, but I'm going to close it only because I want to run it for a different game instead. I want to run it on this game. I want to see if we get back to turn 194 here. And let's see. Must have copied it wrong. There's a 2 at the end. Okay, there we go. Oh, well, uh-oh. 599. Oh, I forgot. Sherlock doesn't work when I'm not the last snake of the game. So I really want to say from... Oh wait, no, I can do that, I think, right? Isn't there just like a turn? There's a thingy for that. You search starting term. Yeah. To 12? Not sure what... I actually don't know what happens here. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's working exactly like I wanted it to. Let's see what happens with this one. Okay. So we're just gonna let this run. This could take some time, at like we were looking at before, turn 209. Let's just see where it's at right now. Yeah, with 3 snakes, this could actually take a really long time. Even in duels it does. So let's see. I kind of wanted to get back like a whole 10-ish turns, so that could take a while. Maybe we will just let it run for a moment and see if it starts making progress, but the fact that it's taking so long isn't giving me a ton of confidence in that. Okay, so that was the Space Heater win. Let's look at Hobbs's win. We've looked at a lot of Hobbs's losses, so I think it's time to take a look at a good game for Hobbs. And then we'll check out the last game, the final game of this Platinum tournament, where Master Chief got their 3rd win to take it away. And then we'll probably try to pull up some of the code and actually see if we can see why some of these moves were being chosen. There's a few that I'm more interested to look into than others, and we'll see where we go. This is a really scary one for Hobbs. It's amazing that they came away with the win, because we're at 150 turns and we finally lost our first snake. Space Heater, I think Hobbs pushed him into the hazard. Avoiding death, got knocked out by a head-to-head with Master Chief, and we're down to just the 2. So that was kind of crazy. We made it to almost 150 turns with 4 snakes, and then by turn about 200 we were down to 2. So it was quickly cut down, and this is actually going to be a short game. Yeah, so this one was Hobbs doing the Master Chief style cutoff. Hobbs just seeing the opportunity and going for it, cutting it off and forcing Master Chief into the hazard. I like that. That felt really Master Chief style. Master Chief did a very similar move in an earlier game. I wonder if Master Chief could have gone with the tail chase here. Tail chased Hobbs and gotten away a little bit better. Would have been interesting. Hard to know what exactly that would have looked like, but definitely a possibility, I think. And let's watch the last game of the Platinum Tournament, the Master Chief Finals, where they lock in their third win and took away the tournament. Let's get started. Let's see how long we go with all 4 snakes on the board. Turn 50, no one out yet. Oh, there we go. Avoiding Death and Hobbs were in the same quadrant, and Hobbs eventually got the Avoiding Death running into their body. Down to these 3 snakes. Hobbs is squirming around on multiple quadrants, being hard to keep track of, at least as a person. These snakes are way better at looking at this game board than I am, I have to realize, which is always funny to me. Okay, Master Chief took out Space Heater to make it a duels. Hobbs and Master Chief finish here. Maybe about 100 turns to go from looking at the bar. I thought Hobbs was going to push Master Chief around right there and have a win maybe. But Master Chief blocking off every exit that Hobbs is looking for. And there we go with just 1 or 2 tail segments. That food grab right there was enough to finish the game. Did that food spawn recently? No, it's been there for a while. This food right here is the secret sauce to this Master Chief win. If Master Chief didn't get that food, their tail would have moved this turn and gotten into that position where I could have tail chased and kept going. But that food spawn really took away Hobbs's path and was a good win for Master Chief. Oh, we can actually see really interestingly that Hobbs saw this for a while. Hobbs saw the death coming all the way back to turn 376. From here on out, not sure if it was the Master Chief's move or just getting far enough in the tree, but we see the loss, a good almost 10 turns ahead of it actually happening there, and no other options. Yeah, this 3-person game is probably not gonna be the best. We're already back up to we're already up to 3 gigs of RAM on this run, and we didn't even make it back nearly as many turns. So let's close that. Let's make sure it's reclaiming all of that RAM. I've got a lot on this machine, so not worried about it, but good to get it back. And okay, let's get 1 more fixture added, and then let's actually start looking at some of the code here and see why some of these moves might be happening. So 505, this is the one that Greg was looking at. I'm not really sure if I think this should be a test case, if we're being honest anymore. Greg, you did a great job analyzing the game, and I think what I didn't see, you ended up seeing, and I think Hobbs was seeing it the whole time. I think that one seems like a pretty certain loss for me either way. Like you said, Greg, I think there is the chance where it was based on what the other snake was going to do, but it didn't seem like there was any good reason for the other snake to not take the win there. And so I'm not going to worry about that one too much, I don't think. This just reminds me of something that's super interesting that comes up a lot, is that in a lot of the top snakes, they do, things like the min-max and things that assumes their opponent are going to make the best moves. And then if they play against a snake that isn't doing that and is doing more random moves, or is just, not tree searching and not doing the same strategy, it can lead to some really unexpected situations. If you're expecting your opponent to always do the best thing for them and the worst thing for you, and they don't, it can make it seem like your snake made some really weird decisions, and it's just really interesting to see. But that's just kind of a tangent. That wasn't super related to anything. So let's see what games, what fixtures we have and which ones we want to look at. I think we might have 3 failures right now. We have this first game, the 095, where there's the 2 turns that we want to look at, and then there's this turn 101 for 6d9. And let's look at that first one. I want to look at that first one with the low turns. Let's go, and I want to get the name, I want to get the ID here. Get this ID, and I could just go and use my replay tool, but alternatively, it's still going to be live on the site right now because it won't have gotten away yet, and we can just load it up here. So we're looking at turns 5 and 6. So there are these 2. 5, I think I should tail chase. I just think I should keep spinning. I don't have any good reason to go right. I'm interested, though, in turn 5 here. This one. Move for fixture. Move for fixture. Options here. Yeah. Let's not make it that. Let's make it like an option. Like, what do I have an options or something from Minimax? Snake options. That'll work. What do I need for that? Rust analyzer. Fill struct. Move ordering. I don't know what you want. Move ordering. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so what? Move ordering. Move ordering best first. What is move ordering? What did I don't remember this at all. What is my move ordering enum? Random and best first. Oh, wow. This was from the time when I was doing different threads that were doing different strategies. Oh, super cool. I just didn't remember that at all. Okay, that's fine. Best first works for me. Move ordering best first. Yep. Network latency padding 0. Expected struct duration found integer. Can I just do this? Into duration from seconds 0. Okay. Cool. Except that didn't really do what I wanted it to. That changed the network latency, but like what I actually wanted to do was change the timeout amount. So I think I can actually just go back to making this a default, since that's not really where it lived. And what I think I want to do is I think it's gonna be in here somewhere. Make this mutable, and let's go game dot timeout equals, what are you gonna be? You are an i64. So let's just do like 5,000. And let's just run the one that I actually care about right now, because I don't want to run all of them like this. Just turn 5. This should run for like 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, it's fine. I don't, you don't need them, you don't need them. Oh man, more warnings? Come on. Which are you? Oh, it just doesn't need duration anymore. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1 passed. Okay, so that's what I thought. If I give it enough time to think, it does realize that, 5, that this is a better move to go right than left. What about turn 6? Is this just a depth issue? That blew up too quickly. I didn't take 5 seconds. I wanted it to go down. They went left. They did it very quickly. Oh, okay, and by they, I mean Hobbs. Hey, Josh, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're just going over the Platinum Tournament. We just looked at a bunch of Hobbs games, and we're now going and doing some debugging. So this is the game we're looking at right now. Hobbs gets eliminated really early here. There it is on turn 8. So we're looking at turns 5 and 6 and trying to understand what happened. On turn 5, Hobbs goes left here, and this is like immediate death. So turn 5 is really the one that I'm most interested in. And we just took a look, and if I crank the timeout up to this for 5 seconds and let Hobbs think for 5 seconds, he does realize that going right is better than left, which is good, but like it feels like it should be more obvious than needing 5 seconds to think. And then at turn 6, it's interesting. Left and down are both losses, but it's one of those cases where I'd kind of prefer to move down than left, because down is like maybe a loss if Space Heater does the right things, where left is definitely a loss. And there's also a chance that you can go down and eliminate Space Heater as well and kind of get that double elimination, which doesn't happen if we go left. And so turn 5 and 6 both have different things that we want to look at. And I might actually try to look at turn 6 first, because I think there might be a simple-ish change to the scoring function that we could implement here that would let us go down instead of left. Yeah, down on turn 6 seems like the better option. Something that I was mentioning when we looked at this initially is that this is kind of one of those cases where Min-Max and Monte Carlo conceptually have really different answers to me, I think. And I think in Min-Max, what's happening here is that they both look like losses, and I die, and it just doesn't matter, and it just chooses one. But in Monte Carlo, right, it would do the randomness and say, oh, down sometimes results in getting away because Space Heater can do different moves. And so would be kind of interesting to see what the different algorithms look like there. Can Space Heater cut off Hobbs without also losing in a head-to-head? I think they can do a tie, is what I was looking at before, because we're both the 3 length, so I don't think they can cut off Hobbs without going for a head-to-head that eliminates both of us. But I think, according to Hobbs' scoring function, since there's other snakes on the board, it doesn't, both of those look like just a loss. It doesn't like look at the number of snakes left on the board or anything to prefer one over the other. And I think that's the fix. I think I'm gonna tell the scoring function about how many snakes are left on the board, so that a state with only 2 snakes left on the board would be better than having 3 left on the board. Hobbs is paranoid, so Hobbs always thinks that all the snakes are out to get them. Yeah, better to take someone out with me. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'd rather eliminate a snake from the board if I have to go out than going out and leaving everyone on the board. Okay, so... yeah, okay, so I ran... yeah, okay, so here's the moderately interesting thing that we were looking at. Turn 5, I tell it to take 5 seconds, and it does, and it passes. And like it actually takes the whole amount of time. It's thinking. Turn 6 though, it returns immediately because it doesn't think, like it finds just a definite end game and returns the wrong one. So I'm gonna first I want to play with this a little bit. I want to see how much lower I can make this and still start passing the turn 5 test. So is a second enough time? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's try again, I'm just curious. Nope, doesn't look like it. 3 seconds. One, two, three. 2, 3. Okay, so somewhere between 1 and 3 seconds, which is like a lot more than 500 milliseconds. We're at like 5 to 6 times longer. So that's kind of a long time. And I was just kind of interested. Not a big deal, really. But 3 seems like it's enough to pretty consistently get out of that one. But I want to look at turn 6, and I want to do the take someone out as we go style thing. Okay, so we're going to look at turn 6. and we're gonna see if we can get down to be scored as the better move. And we have a theory here, or we have more than a theory, right? We've got a pretty good thought of what we want to do. So let's go to Hobbs' scoring. Hobbs' score function is, we're using standard at the moment. The other score function we have down here is an arcade maze score function, which I don't think really applies here. We're using, we're going to do arcade, we're not doing arcade maze, and that's not the map we have. So I actually might even remove that at some point now that summer's over, and I'm not sure I need a super specialized one for arcade maze, but that is a little bit separate, and we will deal with that later. So here's my actual score that I output, and it just needs to be something that's orderable. So I just have this enum. And so how the ordering works is the lower things here are, they come after the top things in the enum. So we're saying that any flood fill is better than being low on health. And then this N64 here is the score that I've calculated by my ratio. Like how much of the board I control versus someone else. So I think what I'm thinking is I wonder if it's as easy as adding something here for the number of snakes on the board where small numbers are better. So what if I have like a reverse, how many are on the board that like can be a U8? And then, because I think reverse is a struct that I can pull out from compare. Yep. So what reverse... I want it. Chain surrounding parentheses to that. Nope. Chain surrounding... Nope. Okay. I tried my Vim tricks, and I just... Okay, there we go. So reverse is a struct that reverses the ordering. So that makes low numbers good and high numbers bad in terms of picking the max. And I think, like, there's a slight chance that's basically all we need to do. Because all I want to do is now let alive snake count equals node dot all snake, like get all health. Get health for a snake. Okay, so I think I want get snake IDs. Let alive count equals node get snake IDs. Filter for the health being positive. Health is greater than 0. Like, can't I do that? Okay, so I think I need health gettable. And then does it have a health type? Yeah. Health type. Oh, there's a 0 that I can compare it to. Cool. Because that's what I did. Filter for does not equal 0. Yeah, there like is a 0 here, but I think I'm gonna have to like what I really just want is alive, so let's just use that. Filter for is alive count. Perfect. Except this needs to be stuck in a reverse. And then a live count is probably the wrong thing. So as a U8. And like the only other thing I'm gonna need to do is put this over there for the moment. Okay, so I've added it, well, almost added it to both of my scores. One of them I don't even need right now, but it does need to compile. Okay, situations like this is definitely where Paranoid has some drawbacks. I remember for Nomble Grumble, if all moves ended up losing, it had a fallback that was kind of like a hacky max end, but probably not done well. It did help a little though. Yeah, ooh, that's really interesting. I think I like that a lot. That kind of reminds me of what I've tried to do with kind of, well, I've never got the Monte Carlo working, but something I was trying to do with combining the paranoid with other algorithms. Like using paranoid to say, oh, there's definitely a loss here, but then, you know, maybe hand it off to Monte Carlo and say, okay, given that though, still pick the one that's slightly better or something. And I think that could do really well, but I think I need to work on my min-max snake before I actually say that's a good idea. Oh, so 5 isn't the one I meant to run. I don't think we're going to change what happens in this one. But maybe, just maybe, we did something for turn 6. We didn't. We didn't. But we could try. So I think I need some more debugging information. I need more than just the next move out of this. I need to get some, I think some scores. This one might be where we get into a little bit of a type wicket, because I don't think my types are gonna like me. But let's keep digging. The problem is that there's not very many things I can actually call on Hobbs right now. Hobbs like only has a few options. He can just call make move and end, and that's about it, because it's a boxed snake, and that's all that this trait knows. I called it a lucky move, and it was a move that had the maximum score of other snakes made non-optimal moves. Oh, I like that. That's a fun one. Yeah, I like the lucky move too. That's a fun name for the concept. So like this, how do I want to do this? I guess what I want to do is I'm going to copy most of this. And we're going to put it in here again. The thing though is that I'm not going to use this. So let game equal standard cellboard 4x4 dot from wire game unwrap. Thought it did have a from wire game method. Thought that was like convert from game. That's what it is. Except it has 2 arguments. Let ID map equals build snake ID, build snake ID map from game. A reference to game if I remember correctly. And then this is that. Okay, did I do that right? Is convert from game reference. Doesn't need the map, it just needs a reference to the map. Then I can make a game. And then I need to look at like let Hobbs what do I want to do inside of it? Yeah, I just want to copy this. And find where I used it down here. Something like that. That I don't need. Reference to standard score. Just game probably. Oh, cool. I have a method called make move 2. Oh my gosh. What do you do? What does 2 do? Oh, with exploration? This is that one? Okay, so I would want choose move, apparently, is what this would want to be called. Except what is choose move? Oh, it returns a move. What's the U size here? Ah, the depth we made it to. Got it. And then this is a move, yeah, so then this would say next move is move right. Okay, so that is... Okay, at least that's gonna compile now. Not gonna do anything different. Really? Like, it's still gonna fail in exactly the same way. Yep, turn 6 is still failing, and if I run it here, we should still see it fail in the same way. We're gonna get a little bit of different output because now we're gonna... Ooh, wrapped games are not supported. Oh yeah, that's pretty fair, because I called this a standard cell board. Import wrapped. Unimport standard. And let's do that again. And that's why that build best thing was helpful. It was like doing some of this for me. It was picking the wrapped when it needed to and things like that. But then I just have type issues and it's not as fun. So now we get left or right. We get left instead of right. That's perfect. That's like what we wanted. Not what we wanted, but you know. So choose move here. Yeah, so I want to call... I think I want to call this. I want to call deepened min-max until timeout on sorted IDs. With self, so I can just do game, get snake IDs. What do you mean? Is it just that it needs to import it? That's all it means. That's fine. We just need to get the traits in scope. Hey, Backward Spy, how was dinner? Nice to have you back. And then I got sorted IDs, and then here, depth and scored. This is all I want to pull out. Self.clone. This is Hob. I don't think I need the clone here. Perfect. And then all I want to do is figure out how to... and then how does it pull... Oh, whoa. Oh, I just wasn't in the right spot. That's why I was confused. Except... Boop. And boop. There we go. Okay. Nope, let's do that. Debug thing of depth. See what depth I get to. That'll be like moderately interesting. Ooh, Sunday roast. Sounds great. Can't complain about that. Okay. We got our depth of 8. Okay, so we got to a depth of 8. Which is interesting. I guess that's how we could see what depth we needed to crank it up to actually get the number 5 passing, but that's not really relevant. Oh wait, turn 5. That's what I ran. Oh. Did I copy all of this to not the right spot? That's a lot of fun. Except actually, like, why am I... Oh, because, Okay, so let me make 2 of these wrapped for... Well, yeah, let's make 2 of these. Move for best fixture. And it's the one that does that. For wrapped fixture. Ah! I can't type. Okay, and then the wrapped fixture one does everything that is in here. Whoop! Wrapped fixture. Okay. So then for 5 up here... For wrapped fixture... And then this is back to being right. Because I kept it the same. So let's do wrapped here as well, because that's the one I actually meant to be doing this whole time. Oh, but I have to fix these ones too. Map for best fixture. Sure. Whatever. This is not the most organized testing ever, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. I really should just like let this test module run without that. Okay, here we go. Now we're looking at the thing we want to be looking at, and we again made it to depth 8. What is... Oh, are there 4 snakes on the board right now? There are 4 snakes on the board, so depth 8 here is really only 2 moves. Man, when there are 4 snakes on the board, Hobbs is not super duper efficient. I think this would be like a absolute game changer for Hobbs if he could get to a better depth with 4 snakes on the board. Maybe not running everything for every opponent or something. There are definitely options, but Hobbs could do a lot better. Okay, but really what we wanted to do is we wanted to do this so that we could see what happens in these scored thingies. Can I just like... Is this debuggable? Can I just debug the whole shebang? The answer is no, but why not? Scored is a vec of moves and min-max returns. Why is min-max return not? Min-max return feels like it could be debuggable. It is debuggable. So what's not debuggable about this? Oh. Is that all? Oh, that's so much less exciting. It just needed a thing to tell it to borrow. Makes sense. Just less exciting. Okay. So that's a lot of debug output. Yep, that's a lot of debug output. Let's see what I want instead, because that's too much. That's not a helpful amount of information. So instead of debugging the whole thing, yeah, okay, I think I need to look at what min-max return is. Because first options for snake, which just looks through if it's a leaf, it returns none. If it's a node and I'm the one moving, we return that. And we just keep going down. First options for snake. So actually, I think I might just want to look at what happens if I look at scored options? Is that a more reasonable thing to look at? Can I like rerun you without having to like... Yeah, I don't know how to just rerun last test. Rerun last test. Doesn't seem like it's working though. So that's unfortunate. It would have been cool if that worked. I'll have to get that working eventually. Okay, still way too much debug information. I was hoping. I was hopeful. Doesn't seem like it worked out. Let's figure out what are they running. They're running this. They just have this in. Okay, so I should be able to do cargo test dash dash. Put that in quotes. 1 failed. Everything else filtered out. Perfect. Okay, so I can just use that instead of clicking the buttons. That'll just make it a little easier, I think. So scored options is a vec of things. Okay, cool. Let scores equals scored options that iter map. I don't think this is a move. Oh, it's a move. No. It's move and min-max return, so it's m comma r, and what do I want to return is m comma r dot score. And then I just want to see what the scores are. And let's try that. Okay. Do we finally... Okay, we got our scores. Oh, And that makes sense because I didn't put this in the right spot. I forgot. I have like two parts of the score here. We have the score that Hob actually writes up here, the standard score. But all of my min-max stuff has its own scoring thing. And it gets called wrapped score. And this is the struct that somewhere, here we go, has the lose, tie, win, and scored things. So this is actually where I need to do something. I think I need to tell it that a lose and a tie are defined by the number of snakes left on the board, not just by their win and lostness. So let's actually remove all of this from here. Actually, I might copy this into where we define wrapped score. This. Okay. So if it's over... Yeah, let's do it like right here. If node's over... Oops. There we go. Get the alive count. Victor determinable, health. Health. Gettable? Yeah, I guess gettable. Nice. Okay, so then a loss is not just defined by... Ooh, do I want depth? Ooh, okay, so right now I have depth. And would I rather lose? Yeah, I think I'd rather lose and knock someone out and go less turns than go more turns and not knock them out. So I want the first thing to be reverse of a U8, I don't know, that's what I said before, as the first thing on both a loss and a tie. So we lost the first of value is the number of snakes left alive, and then the depth such that we prefer where less snakes are alive and deeper depths. And that's the same for this, and we can just remove that. I forgot that this isn't in friends, it's in triangles. Okay, now we got loss and reverse done here. Now I think I just need to give them the values down here, where loss gets a reverse of alive count. And so it does tie. And then we rerun the test case. It's mad at me because things need health gettable. Lines 91. Wait, what? Must be in a different file. Paranoid eval 87. Paranoid eval 87. 87. 87. There we go. Health gettable. So reverse isn't actually going to change the value. It's a struct that just defines how the order trait is implemented. So how all of my scores work is they just compare each other with, they compare to each other with the order trait. It does like a partial compare and sees which one is like less than or greater than the other. So what reverse does is it just wraps anything that implements the order, but reverses it. So if it was going to come before something, now it comes after something. So it's kind of like doing 255 minus value, like conceptually, if you were going to sort them, but it doesn't do the math. and that means it works with things that are orderable, but maybe aren't actual like numbers and values, right? And things like that. It's just a little more generic, which is kind of cool. I actually was doing negative numbers for a while, where I would just like, instead of depth, I would record the negative depth. And then I learned about the reverse struct, which kind of like was a more rusty way of doing that same idea. Okay, so we gave this was telling me that I just needed to tell more things that I wanted them to be health gettable. Let's see if there's any more, or if that was it. Okay, so there are some more. Yeah, it is super cool. I'm glad you enjoy it as well, Backward Spy. I was doing not that for a long time, and I eventually picked that up, and I like it a lot more. Okay, so min-max return 110. Wait, where was min-max return? Oh, right here. Oh, I just need to ignore 2 things. Okay. That's kind of funny. Oh yeah, this is what I should be looking at. I should just let you tell me. Lowest depth. Okay. The lowest depth. Yeah, exactly, Josh. You got it. I don't know what I want to do here. So, like, I guess I want const max U8 snakes. Like, I really just want the U8 max. I'm not even going to name it. Reverse of the U8 max. Okay. This pattern has another thing as well. Terminal depth, yep, don't care about it there. Or a loss, yeah, those are both the same to me here. Just getting the terminal depth, I don't care about that other one. Okay, more things that have multiple. So yeah, I'm actually now gonna use the ... operator to say I'm ignoring all of them instead of just ignoring the ones, like the named ones. Just so that if I add a third one and I don't care, I don't have to do anything. A little nicer. Okay. Should at least compile here. Oh! Did it run the test? 1 passed. Okay. Look at that. Let's run all of them. Make sure I didn't break anything else. I did not. I just still have the turn 5 and 101 that we haven't fixed yet. But there we go. That was actually nice and easy. We were able to teach the scoring function that it is better to get snakes off the board. So if I have a loss that could remove snakes from the board, I will choose that over a loss that will leave them all on the board. And that was exactly what we were looking for this position. Going left here is a loss, but it's going to do this and leave 3 snakes on the board. But if I go down, the worst loss, or, you know, the best loss for me actually gets Space Heater also eliminated, leaving less snakes on the board. And now Hobbs knows to prefer that one. And that one's like one where it's interesting. If Space Heater, you know, Space Heater could choose to not do that and not eliminate me and sacrifice themselves. And that would be really interesting, and I think is why I want to prefer down here. Space Heater probably isn't actually going to go for the loss here, because it's a loss for them too. And that doesn't make sense. It's the Paranoid versus Max N thing that we were talking about in chat a little bit. It's been a little while since I did this, and I think we have some new viewers since last time. So now that I am doing this streaming thing more often and slightly more seriously, with Twitch affiliate and everything, I'm also gonna get a Discord server made and hopefully active. I will be hanging out in there a lot, so come and chat with me. And here is a link to the Discord channel. And let's drop some more links in chat while we are here. Here's some links to my Twitter and GitHub, and one more that is not added to this yet, that I will add soon, is I'm actually moving off of Twitter a little bit onto co-host is currently what I'm checking out the most, so you can find me there if you're interested. Okay. Okay, so we got turn 6 there, handled, and that's exactly what we were looking for. Hobbs will now go down there instead of left. And so let's make a commit, because I definitely want to record that. Let's actually do this in editor, because I want to take a look at everything. Let's close this repo. I only want to look at this one. That's just adding to there, nothing big. This one I'm actually interested in. I don't actually think I care here. I just want to do the dot dot. Basically what I'm saying is I don't care how many things I'm ignoring, just ignore all of them. Okay, we changed this around a little bit, but that's exactly the goal. Got the depth out of here. Worst possible score is, yep. I think that makes sense. The worst possible score is, yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, yeah. Diff looks good. A live count gets Snakes IDs, iter filter is a live count. Yep, that is right. Those get that in there. Okay. What did we change in Hobbs? He just gets reverse. Ah, this is wrong. I don't want that anymore. And I think I can just undo. Do I need any of these changes? Oh, I have changes to tests down there, so I do need to do this manually. Ooh, co-host. Yeah, co-host is what I'm trying out. I've found a lot of the Rust people that I follow on Twitter are migrating over to co-host, so I'm enjoying it. I also really like it's slightly more long form than Twitter. Definitely doesn't cut you off and lets you write more, and I think that is better for me. I think 255 was like just a little shorter than my typical thought. So I'm enjoying co-host. I'm going to try to post on it more. And if you follow me, I will probably give you a follow back, assuming you get at least some description added so I know who you are, and would love to hang out and chat and co-host. I think that's going to be where I try most in this post-Twitter era. I do have a Mastodon and things that you can find. I think I posted about it in the Battlesnake Discord, or I will post about it in my Discord in a bit if anyone's interested. But I think co-host feels nicer to me. I don't know. We're gonna try it out. Yeah, it's I don't know. I've been calling co-host like a mix of a Twitter and a Tumblr or something. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. There was a big kerfuffle about their terms of service. If you read their terms of service, they're kind of not great. It's one of those copy-paste things. I kind of expect we'll hear something from them early this week about updating their terms of service. There was a big tweet storm on Friday about it, but they're a 3-person company, and they, I hope, took the weekend off. So I think we'll hear from them Monday about the terms of service, just if that is something that is bothering you. Yeah, no, I agree, Backward Spy. I'm not saying Tumblr vibes in a bad way at all. I just think that's the vibes that co-host gives. You can do like more CSS and HTML in your messages to customize things, and that gives it more of that creative Tumblr vibe. The length versus tweets gives it that vibe. You know, so definitely a little bit like that, but you know, 100% not in a bad way. Just interesting. Is anyone else winding down their Twitter usage potentially? I canceled my Twitter, the $3 a month Twitter thing earlier this week, and trying to see where I might move next, and also just trying to be more active on all of my social things as I build out this this branding presence a little bit. Let's go to the problems. It'll tell me what's wrong. Oh, okay. Well, that's an easy one. That's it. Okay, phew. Okay, now it just doesn't need the variable. I'm just reading your message backwards, Spy. To be entirely honest, I've never liked Twitter. It always came across as toxic, even by social media standards, but I do have an account, thinking I might delete it now. Josh says, I was also thinking about Mastodon, but I couldn't figure out what server to join, and I didn't know anyone on the platform either, but I like the idea of it. Yeah, Backward Spy, like social media, like networks go in general. You definitely have to find your little bubble. I found a bubble on Twitter that I really enjoyed, but was liberal with the block and mute functions for the other, the toxicity and all that. It's definitely real. So we'll see how the internet evolves from there. And yeah, I like the idea of Mastodon a lot, Jay Lafayette. It's just well, one thing that is hard for me is that I kind of relied in some sense on the Twitter to like find me people to follow and stuff, and my Mastodon's getting better as more people move over and I follow more people, but it's hard to start, and I just kind of picked a server. I think the cool thing about Mastodon is it doesn't really matter what server you pick. I'm on toot.cat. It was a server that I found last time the Mastodon stuff came around, and been enjoying it. I think the thing I would say is just pick one. You can transfer it later if it really matters to you. Greg, I'm also worried about Twitter, but haven't figured out what's next. I use Twitter almost entirely to follow news, so need to see where that information I want to follow ends up. Yeah, and like it depends on the type of news too. Like I follow it, I would say news, but not for like the news I might watch on TV. I get like a lot of my Rust news and news about different Rust crates or different proposals in Rust through Twitter. So I'm, I think the tech part of Twitter is what I'm sad to see. I'm excited that a lot of the people I follow are moving to co-host, but we'll see. We're in a we'll see how it goes in these next, I don't know, few weeks or whatever it's gonna be. Guess we'll see how fast Twitter slides downhill on us. Yeah, the reading rabbit holes and stuff that bums you out, and then you just get in like that the death spiral of just keep reading, you can't stop. Doom scrolling. There we go. That's the word I was looking for, is doom scrolling. Definitely a real problem. Not sure. I'm not sure how to solve that one, but I agree with you for sure. Let me make this commit and I will go back to chat. I love chatting with people, so I'm glad we're getting a good discussion going. It's always fun for me to stream with the chat going. So what did we do here? Fix the bug. Now all my mini-max snakes should know to prefer a loss where we take another snake out with us to a loss where we don't. This helps us prioritize moves that only may result in a loss with another snake. This is not related to our current chat conversation, but an annoyance that I've been having with VS Code that I'll put in the air and maybe someone will know an answer. I want this to automatically wrap my lines when I add too many characters. Is that a thing that I can turn on? I'm on main. Do I want to commit to main? Yeah, sure. Let's commit to main. Okay, getting back to chat. What is up? Ma, with my current, I was on Tumblr when Yahoo had to sell it. We're a little bit responsible for losing Yahoo $1 billion, and with that type of collective effort, I believe we here on Twitter can lose Elon Musk even more. Oh yes, I love this. I love that. Yeah, that's great. I think we should 100% do whatever we need to do to make Twitter insufferable for Elon Melon. Or Elon Musk. Melon Musk? There we go. That's the one. Melon Musk. I really am enjoying all of the blue check marks who are going out with a bang and pretending to be Elon. I've had a good, last few days reading all of their posts. Yeah, Josh, the rewarding engagement is a really big problem, and I think you're right. That's really what can lead to doom scrolling. And that's one thing that I'm excited about for co-host, is that it doesn't seem to reward engagement at that level. And like it is even in some of the small things. Like you get a notification when people like your posts on co-host, or it's an option, but there is no like counter. You don't have a counter of how many likes you have, both for you or for other people. And you don't have follower counts. Most of those count things, like you get notifications when people follow you and like your stuff, but there's no counter, which I think is part of that, not reducing engagement, but not having engagement be the metric that's being strived for across the board everywhere. That I think, leads to some of those doom scrolling things like you mentioned. Oh yeah, that sounds about right, Backward Spy. Though to be fair, that, maybe that type of tweet I think is ripe for that kind of car crash type situation. Diving right into the middle of what Twitter wants to argue about this week. But I feel you for sure. It's a little painful. So I was getting distracted. Not distracted. Please keep talking to me in chat stream. I love it so much. But because of that, I did forget something. And I just pushed to main with failing tests. And, it's not the end of the world, but we don't really want to have failing tests on main. So what I've liked doing for these situations is, I want to keep the test, and I want to keep the fixture. But I just want to say that I know they're not going to pass right now. Which we can do with the ignore attribute. So we're going to say we're just going to ignore this test for now, and we're going to ignore this test for now. So that when I run cargo test, everything comes up green. Oh, I say everything and then it doesn't come up green. So let's... Oh, I ignored the wrong one. Oh no, 6. No, 6 is the one that I made pass. 5 is the one that does not pass. Yeah, unfortunately, Backward Spy, I will let you know if this changes, but I do not have any invites to send out to turn on being able to post. That is what co-host is doing. They're doing, a waiting list. You can create an account now, or at least when I did it, you could create an account. You just couldn't start posting until you got, added to the list. I don't have any invites right now, but I'll let you know if that changes. I have a little section on my thing that, tells me I don't. So they have a section where they might give us invite codes eventually. So... We're holding out there. I did give them a few dollars for their plus thing, just to try to, they're a small company, trying to support them if I want to use them. So there's a slight chance I will have invites, and I will share them if and when I do. Okay, there we go. That ignore got the tests passing. So now let's push this up. The reason I want to push this up and get test screen on the main branch is because I have a continuous delivery, that's actually going to deploy my snakes on pushes to main, but only if the tests are passing. Ignore the tests I don't expect to pass yet. Yeah, Mawwif, that's basically how I felt. I just did it. They seemed like good people. They definitely seem like they're trying to do something good. And, I think I and, the idea of co-host is to avoid the same pitfalls of Twitter. And if that means I need to pay a few dollars a month to, not be the product quite as much, I am more than happy to do that. I know, I'm in a place where I can do that and I can make that decision. So happy to do that. What did I get out of it? And, not looking for the rewards, but I think I can upload bigger pictures now, up to 10 megabytes of uploads for Plus members. Fancy. Okay, well, let's see. We did get one test fixed and pushed up, which is awesome. Let's actually take a look at the CI just to check in on it. And maybe we'll take a quick glance at one more, but we also might wrap up once this deploys. I think we'll look at the other test case and just remind ourselves what we're looking at. So I want to look at this one, this turn 101. Let's look at this game on the Battlesnake site real quick. Okay, what's going on in turn 101 here? I forgot, to be honest. I did write a comment, though. I think right actually can result in a win, while left is a loss. Definitely don't want to go left. That comment's wrong. There's no way that comment is right, because the allowed moves list is left and right. So let's remove that, because I don't think it's correct, and see what's going on turn 101. Oh, yeah, okay. Down leads into certain death, but left or right allow a tail chase possibility. And in this one, I'm actually pretty curious if I can go in here and do the thing where I make this mutable quick, and then I go game.game. Thought it was just there. Is it game.timeout? Oh, it is game.game.timeout. Okay. Let's set it at like 5 seconds. And this one is the 101 that I'm looking at. Can I run this with the ignore on it? If I run it like explicitly? Yeah, awesome. It will include ignored ones. That's beautiful. That's what I want. Okay. Oh, interesting. I really thought if I gave that more time and more depth, it was actually going to figure out what to do there. That's actually kind of interesting. Okay, I'm gonna give it like a lot of time. Just because I'm kind of curious about that. I'm gonna give it like 30 seconds. Like we're gonna wait a little while here. I really thought that if I gave it more time, it would decide that left or right was a better move than down. Because Master Chief just has it completely blocked off for going down. So it's interesting to me that left and right aren't the choices. And I'm probably going to need to print out the scores here to understand what's happening. Assuming this doesn't fix it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. So that does pass when I let it run for 30 seconds. Which makes sense that if I let it run for a long, long time, it eventually does get the right answer. I guess I'm just surprised that it can't figure that out earlier. So let's go back down to, I don't know. I think I'm getting rid of best picture. I don't think it's actually helpful. For wrapped, because these are all wrapped anyways. And this one has better debugging. It's the one I've been like adding debugging to. Imagine that. So let's do that. This one. Warnings. Box snake. Okay. Run. Okay. So that's interesting. That's pretty quick. I guess half a second, whatever. Okay, left was scored as something. Right was scored as something. And down was just scored better. Depth 8. So depth 8 is 2 turns. So 1, 2. So here, there's no way. No way. Oh, interesting. No, because I can get to left and right. Like, that's valid. How does this have a better score? Bye-bye, Backward Spy's Twitter account. I don't think I'm ready to get rid of my actual account just yet. I want to. I will soon. But not quite ready. But I at least will not give anyone a few dollars a month. For sure. I want to get rid of it though, Backward Spy. I'm keeping it reluctantly at the moment. I'm just not ready. But this one's interesting. I'm so interested in the scores here. Like, sure, why is the score for down better than left and right? Yeah, right, if you're already at the place where you're not using Twitter and it was already just extra baggage, there's absolutely no reason to keep it around. I think that's very fair. I'm very not a fan of elongated Muskrat, so not wanting to try to support him, but I really got into Twitter recently. Like in about the same time frame that I got into Battlesnake, I was getting into more online tech, and I found just a good community of like Rust people and people to follow on Twitter. So It's just a little bit sad for me to see it all be going away a little bit and everyone migrating. I'm hoping we all find good internet homes, but never fun when these shakeups happen. But back to this, it's interesting that the scoring functions are just so different. And I guess, right, if we go in here and we do this thing where we make this mutable again and we do the whole game.timeout equals 5,000 thing, we'll see the depth change, and with the depth changing, the scores might also change. And let's see here, did we get to another depth? We must have, right? Because those scores were a lot different. So now we got to depth 12, which is one more turn, which means from 101, 1, 2, 3. How is this? Oh man, okay. Okay. This one's gonna be a little interesting. I'm gonna need to figure out what state it's even scoring for down. Because how in the world is down getting scored similarly to left and right from here? I'm gonna need to like get the actual game state that it's scoring for down and figure out what that score and why that score looks the way it does. Because that's interesting. It doesn't seem like there's any way that my flood fill score from here should be comparable to anything from looping up around. So that's an interesting one. The scores here indicate that down is just getting a better flood fill score. But that's weird because visually it looks like I should control a lot less of the board. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna get to actually debugging what game state this score is for, but I think it's gotta be something kind of like turn 104 here. And like where I go down. Because 101, if that's down, I have to go down again, and then my options are only going to be left and right. So how in the world is this flood fill comparable to anything when I go left or right here? Okay, I think we might not figure that one out today, unfortunately, and have to check back in next time for that. But we are making some progress, right? Because it's definitely just the scoring to do. Figure out what board state we are scoring with down here, and see if there is a scoring bug that is giving it a higher score than we want. Also, so right now, this is actually an interesting question. So in standard score, I did some stuff. Okay, so but it should be here. So I have some different scores that I give to different like types of squares on the board. Like if you're a food square here, you're worth 5 points, or empty is also worth 5. And I just wanted to see what it looked like for this map. So this map should have a positive hazard damage. My code actually supports negative for some of the experiments that they were running in Battlegrounds. So since the hazard damage should be positive here, we'll use this one, where hazards don't get many points, but empty and food does. And that makes sense. What I really probably though want to do is say that hazards get 0 points in this mode, because since they're immediate death, they don't really help to control the hazards necessarily. I really just want to control the empty spaces. And in particular, I actually kind of want to give special credence to controlling all of the openings. That would actually be an optimization for this map that we didn't make for this season. But so that doesn't seem like it's obviously going to be the thing that's wrong with the score. We're only going out 5 spots. I'm just gonna change some of these around quick and see if we get different results. Just because I'm curious, and see if we get different scoring results out. And then in just a few minutes, we will probably wrap up and pick this up another time. Okay, so down got a score of that now. Right got a slightly better score, and left got a slightly better score. But did it still fail then? Or did it pass this time? Oh, passed this time. Okay, so that's actually pretty interesting. Is that still with extra time? Oh, that's with extra time. Is it still gonna be the case? Oh my gosh. I know it's not mutable. Okay, so then this one left. Oh, interesting. So left and right are basically identical there. And down is still better. Yeah, interesting. Like I can, like, yeah, okay. So I think I just need to play with this more. I need to figure out exactly, I think I need to do exactly what the to-do says. I need to figure out exactly what game state is being scored. And then there's some other tools that I've talked about for a while that I think would be cool. Once I like know what game state I'm scoring, it would be kind of cool to have some visualization to say, okay, give me a game state. What does its score look like? If the game state changes in this way, what happens to the score? And being able to like visualize how the score changes in different game states, I think would be really, really cool. So I think maybe we'll work on that next time or sometime for some more debugging and tools stuff. But I think we will probably wrap up for the day here. Thank you for coming along and hanging out with me, stream, and thanks for chatting. I love chatting about co-host and Twitter and Tumblr and all the fun things at the end of the chat here. And so let me do some wrap up. I will drop all of my links in chat one more time. Please follow me on all of the places if you want to stay up to date with what I am doing. And I hope to see you again next time, or I really hope to see you around the social media. Come check out the Discord, or come follow me on co-host and Twitter, and come say hi. We will be back on Tuesday doing another building in public stream. Let's take a look at what we're gonna do for that real quick. So I've been doing streams on Tuesdays for what I'm calling building in public. And we're making a full stack web app in Rust called Peak. So Peak is a news and weather app for remote teams. And I think I can pull up a Figma really quickly. Here we go. This is our news and weather app for remote teams. So my wife is actually designing this and working on all the flows here, and then I am building it on stream on Tuesdays. So the idea of the app is you eventually add all of your team members and where they live, because, you know, on remote teams nowadays, you might have a team distributed all over the country or all over the world even. And so the idea here is just to give you a quick glance at what's going on around your coworkers, what the weather's like, if there's any news updates, just to let you peek at their updates and be more informed and stay closer to team members who aren't even close to where you are geographically. And so we're going to be taking a look at this again on Tuesday. Last time we got a basic site up. Oh, we are only allowed to look at this in mobile at the moment because we haven't made desktop look pretty, but we've got a decent looking mobile view coming along. We just got the styles dropped in last Tuesday, and we're going to continue styling and building features on Tuesday. So I hope you come and join me for that. But thanks again for hanging out and chatting Battlesnake with me today. We'll be back next Sunday for more Battlesnake if that is what you are into. And we will talk about the Elite Tournament then, which will have just happened on Saturday. So I'm super excited for both the tournament and stream next week. And I hope to see everyone there. Have a great week, everyone. And I will see you soon. Thanks, team. Bye.